Good morning, folks. It's 9:29. Well, just turned 9:30 a.m. on the 12th day, 7th month, 2022. What I'm looking here now is at the weather plan, one of the models that is was saying kind of what I said about all that moisture sitting off your shore, possibly not staying there, and it's starting to trickle out. And the second storm that's going to hit New Zealand is starting to trickle out. But that's not the weather event I'm talking about that I see coming. I see the setup for the perfect pressure pump from the tropics, moving it into some extremely cold air coming your way. This is what the differences is in the forecast. Nothing, nothing. Axis says nothing. Icon says nothing, nothing. 12 hours, right? That's your 12 hours. I'm going to go through these on individuals. These are weather plans. 24 hours. Then I'm poised around Sydney, in case you're wondering where that is. 12 hours as the storm moves south through here, and as the circulation comes across, comes down. It's going to, because of the steering wind, it's going to tend to want to walk back up. So don't put you guys out of the woods yet. There's a lot of pressure pushing this part of the island like this. Yeah, I'm very concerned, actually. Right? GFS says that. That's the go fuck yourself one. And now that shows you guys capping it along this coast. Right? Nobody's agreeing. And I was agreeing with this one, actually. So much tendrils of moisture out here to manipulate. Right? Look at the difference. 10 days there. They ain't saying nothing about up here. And they're saying that thing there is getting 1/3 of a meter of water coming down from Canberra in a sweat. Right here, look. This is what they're saying. This is your weather plan. Now I'm going to have a little bit of a chat about pressure and something I see coming before I forget. And I want to talk about the monsoon, because the monsoon's about to hit India, and it's going to hit it with a terribleness of which they haven't seen in a long time. Some of these totals over 1/2 meter of rain are going to fall within the next 3 days. Look, and this is very, very real. I'm in full agreement with this, which is not often happening. Right? The mon stuff from here is then get directed back over. This is going to be a very long, sustained flooding event that over a period of a month or so could result in over 1 meter of rain for this area here during the natural monsoon season, we're told, that runs from April to November. They do. They have a monsoon season similar to the hurricane season in the States. But the flow usually comes from here, off the Indian Ocean and in. Off the Indian Ocean and in. It's the normal flow for this. So I'm watching for the geoengineering. We know they have big devices here. And these poor folks in these towns. This is everywhere. Right? This is bread baskets. This is, there's 1 billion people that live in this country. And I imagine 500 million of them are about to be affected. That's just a 5-day. And these numbers go up. You seeing that? In 5 days. Could you handle that in 5 days? This is the mainest forecast that everybody agrees with, that I often disagree with. This is some huge water amounts. This is a Noah-like flood event for the world. They're just doing it a little at a time. When Noah said, the God said to Noah, here's your rainbow. Well, I'll never do this again. Well, he's not. He's just doing it a little at a time, I think. It's 3/4 of a meter of rain scheduled to fall in the next 5 days over this area of the monsoon season rains. And it's continuing along much of the Indochina areas, as it was known. Down here, Thailand. There's some very heavy rains. Right? Cambodia, where the Mekong comes out. Very heavy rains over the next 5 days for them, but nothing like what India is going to get. The repeated onslaught on India in their breadbasket in this area here is it's terrible, because as any moisture comes here, it's a hell of a time getting over these mountains. There's only a few passes to move it through. So eventually it'll get over to here. Again. But right now, it's main India is really about to experience Something you'll see in TV commercials at a lot of charities that, like Red Cross, that don't seem to give the money where it goes. Shall we ask about the rainy day money from the fires for Australia that was set aside by the Red Cross? It rained. Has anybody received this? I'm curious. I am inquiring. Is anybody listening to this got money from the Red Cross to help rebuild their life on the rainy day from the money given during the floods? Millions, millions given and not received. So no, send charity direct. If you know people in a village that can hand out stuff, do it that way. These people are going to need insect repellent, bad natural stuff, because disease is going to be rampant when the floods come, and choleras and diarrheas and bad diet because of bad water is going to be a problem. Yeah, there's some people out there who's never going to see a rain like this. This is bad. Very, 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 very bad. So let's have another look at some more of your radar stuff here of what's going on. Do we see any pulsing going on? We absolutely do. I'm going to run, excuse me. I do need an armrest for my mouse. Okay, but it's just shit. Right here it happens. Sips his coffee and lets it roll. I've definitely seen a beam north of New Delhi coming out there next to Leh, L-E-H, or however you pronounce that. There's Islamabad that we very often. Pakistan's very rich in minerals and turquoise deposits up here, some of the most premium in the world. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Gemstones come from there. Matter of fact, some people are wearing rings that have topazes and aquamarines that come from up here. See that pulse up there? They're beaming a high pressure wall to keep things from going north. There's another pulse right there. I think you're beaming your own demise in there. I'm watching the coastline too. That's just got to come in. It's hot. It's full of dust. It is. I watched the dust storm start to whip it up. So I think this might be a more extensive show. I got a bit of beaming coming from Phnom Penh over here, out into Cambodia, Da Nang. Yeah, this thing's reaching all the way into Vietnam. You guys were beaming your own demise over Christchurch. I watched it as it came over last night. Watch this. This is probably the last time we'll ever be allowed to see this feed. If I can catch it on the 12, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, let's roll it. Yeah. All right, I'll show you Christchurch as it came in. Christchurch was beaming wickedly this way toward the mountains. You see those rays right there? I know you're going to get some echo trapped down in these valleys from a natural radar echo that'll go sideways, but it's not going to be that prevalent where you come inside with another beam coming from that direction. So you have a device that is not listed on your radar. Look at that one coming in. Somewhere in the ranges. This one here is active. That beam there is active. It's fueling the storm. It's causing the flow to split. See if we go up a little more. We'll pick up some more of these beams. See it right there? This is the 12-hour. I didn't expect this from me today. See if it's more prevalent on the 6. I just changed it. We'll go rabbit speed now. The Wascowee setting. We'll put this on the Wascowee setting now. Set it on ludicrous speed. We're hunting Rothschilds. And geoengineers. I don't like this view. Look at a square that keeps forming off Greymouth. Or Greymouth, however you want to pronounce it. Pronunciation. Let's see what we got here going on the main island. You getting fried? Kentucky fried people. Chicken shit people for you. Bunch of chicken shits afraid to fight. Look at that beam coming from out of Wellington. Bzzzt. Getting fried, getting fried. That's definitely not Blenheim. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, those are showing up pretty well. Boom, 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 boom. Big beam off Kaikoura. Boom, 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 boom. Big square, not good for earthquakes. Boom, boom, boom. Do they want a deep water port there? Yes, they did. Because I asked the locals when I was there. And the local said no, and then they get it anyhow. Welcome to the government, taking your land grab, fucking your life. Get into the cities, into the factory, be a good slave. Oh, we'll take your organs from you while you're alive. We got a buyer. You're worth more to us. Detox your cells and go. That's a cool name. I'd like to know what it means. Probably means something like the most beautiful view in the world or something like that. But now it would mean, oh my fucking God, would you look at the gilt? If you want to see the gilt, all I got to do is go over to this. Oh my God. You want to see what came over? Look at the EMF here. Bzzz, getting fried. Circle gets a square. Welcome to the Hollywood Queers. Oh my God, you ain't seeing shit through that. You ain't gonna see nothing. Nothing of much definition here other than that. Gem bomb. Bum bum. As we get one little clearing of sky, we see some shit. As a dog will take a shit on the only clear patch it doesn't have shit, won't it? What a bunch of dogs, acting like a bunch of pigs. Not even giving decent weather warnings when I told you about this. Far too long ago. Let's see what's going on. Well, that was a big boom. Sorry about that. Okay, New Zealand. Boom goes a plume right there. That's undeniable. You got a spinner. It's like one of them fireworks that spins, it just shoots off smoke. Whether it's shooting off a smoke that has certain chemicals in it from the periodic table, it's leaving a chemtrail. Yep. By definition. Use your logic. Act smart. So you can make that argument and win. You know why? Because it's true. Right, stop. Stop. Right, let's have a look at this square with boom, boom on the corners. You see him right here? 10 minutes back, 10 minutes back, 10 minutes back, 10, 10, 10. Okay, I'm all the way at the beginning of the timestamp at 5:10 a.m. my time, which was 4 hours ago, roughly. Time here is at 9:42, so it's at 30 minutes off that. We're watching the booming of the plume here, going off the coast of New Zealand, feeding whatever's in this cloud to come over and react a certain way to make the weather how they want. Whether it makes a hot spot or a cold spot is up for the chemicals that react to determine when they have their chemical reactions, when they shoot off more boom boom plumes. Something's going on, something's there, deploying over your head in a delta formation. 1, 2, 3. If we go over to straits here, sorry if it's as leaned over as I could get, but it's the best I can do, because for some reason they don't give me a cool shot like this in your New Zealand site. Got heavy evidence of EMF and that beam coming out. Look, see the interference pattern. Now let's see if they've dropped anything in it to react. I'm looking over here. Oh, definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is center in one, an outer and an outer to make a vortex to come through the strait. Feeding whatever's going. That's 4 hours motion. So that was a slow moving cloud. It's right off the coast, and looks like off the coast of Nelson and that now. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be near Blenheim, where it could be influenced by the spy station if it has not been fully dismantled yet. So it was rumored. I doubt they ever dismantle anything that's been mantled. Look at that. That's chem bomb going over Cook Strait right now. Right, this was 2.5 hours ago. There's Kambambia right there. See if I can get a little zoomer on that one. Your weather's gone Looney Tunes, folks. And it's not that. It's not all. It's not all, folks. Your weather by Acme. And thought up by a gotta be Wile E. Coyote super genius. His nickname now is The Science. Wile E. Coyote, The Science. And here comes the science from Harvard going over your head somewhere else where you're not even allowed to go to Harvard. Look at the boom booms on that. They're very well pronounced when I zoomed it all. Backwards, backwards, backwards. Forward, 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 and then boom! They are. Separate and going. Going. Your weather gone. This storm should have died by now. They're just keeping it going with chemicals. Chemical skies right before your eyes. Undeniability. Well, plausible deniability. I ain't doing that. You can't see nothing from below. But from above, it looks like a shit show. There's one of those flower things. Boom, 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 with a center point. See if we can get some motion on the ocean here. Now we're looking here. It's not such a smiley face to me. Going out in a square. Just continually nucleating that square as it goes over the fjord lands with endangered animals and stuff. There's parrots here that live on the ground, you know, and they're dying. Bad enough from the 1080. When the storms come, there's penguins here. They're still going to be dashed on the rocks because of the geoengineers out there. Is an image of a penguin dashed on the rocks enough to make you give a fuck about what's going on? That your weather is on? Well, it's more than enough for me just to see this going on. When I see people messing with Mother Nature, you know, I have a habit of protecting Mother Nature. You know, that isn't the heartbeat of the world, this cloud. This removes heartbeats. Chemicals in the skies, people getting headaches, people becoming asthmatic. Molds are never allowed to dry out that normally should. It's an unlike situation. Unlike anything we've seen. If put your hands down the side of a tree and doesn't it feel like algae from the side of a fish tank? It does to me. The raindrops growing off on the side of the water bowl for the birds that I washed within 2 days is slimy. It's not drying out. Things don't dry out. They're going to go in our lungs, and where it's the perfect conditions to grow things. Look at this formation here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to see patterns. Geometric patterns, man. You don't have to be Euclid to see this, but you got to be a clit not to admit it. You don't have to just be a dick. You can be a clit too. Don't be a clit. The denier. Denial is over here. You want to know what denial is? It's over here. Right? You get denial is here. It's right here. This is denial. Right? There's denial. Right here. That's denial. Right? Don't be in denial here. When denial is over there. Oh, look at that one. Check marks this spot. What in the absolute fuck? Right, your weather got on, New Zealand. Of that there is no doubt. Right, this is denial. And this is man-made rain. That's a hell of a trough. Look like an elephant trunk. New Zealand a lift. There's a backwards tusk. It's been snapped off because the man has been there and wanted it. Elephant cloud. Curl trunk. I love elephants. If you don't love elephants, what the fuck is wrong with you? There's a lot of elephants that are going to cop it in India because of them floods. Look at this big old F over Sydney. I guess that means you're fucked. Here goes the you're fucked right in the skies over the top of Sydney. Sickness mix. Without a shadow of a doubt. In my mind, this is sickness mix. This is Ho Chi Minh Trail type deployments of chemical catalysts in your skies. My God. Look what they just did to you guys. Is it 3 days and out yet? Look at Melbourne. Would you look at the girl? Boom, 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 boom. There's so much boom here. It's just like a rapid fire machine gun. Go to Plumes. And they're out there. Here's your fucking white hats. Here's your black hats. Here's your blue hats. Here's a twat hat. Don't be a fucking twit. Don't be a clit. This is a chemtrail. Boom, 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 boom. You would have thought that would have been a jet plane until you see these. Now, I'm sure by now you recognize what these are. Mort Lake. The Lake de la Muerte. The Death Lake. In the skies. May the great flood is in the air over you. He said he wouldn't do it to the land anymore in that book. Well, the flood is in the sky, and the proof is right in front of your eyes. Have you got your ark yet? Don't you realize the ark is inside yourself? I think some people need to get right with their maker. I don't think this should be tolerated any longer. Look at these plumes off your coast. And one of these square things cast in a shadow this direction when the sun is behind it will block out a half a sky. And some people seeing some fantastic pictures and representations of these things. And it is scary to see, because you know that something wicked is over off your coast, over the animals and these beautiful colored waters. Look at the color of that water. Isn't that be like some people's dream to even just put a toe in that water? But yet I don't think I would think it's too safe right now. And even like this alien sitting down here driving over the top, farting out looking thing, with my Imaginarium cloud there, is a chem bomb. I don't have to imagine this ice crystal refraction here changing the light on the edge of these clouds, or the square forms of these. I don't have to imagine that. It's right here in front of me. It's right here. It's right there. You want to see it? It's up here. Master Bateman's Bay, playing with all of you. I'm going to go grayscale. I'm going to touch some of the cities off. Let's have a look. These are your plumes, Australia. And I do see the setup for near a perfect storm coming. The way the pressures are looking in between Africa and y'all is going to set you up. And you're even going to have a pre-event to flood the rivers. Get them at the banks. In that joke about old cartoon when Daffy Duck had that house, he had the lever on it, he can make his higher than, what was it, Bugs Bunny? His could be taller than Porky Pig's. Well, that thing's starting to sound like a right idea. The elevator house. I mean, really, you got to build a cofferdam around your freaking house? And with an air filtration system to keep you from coughing? Well, where's this ending? It's ending in an agenda with you in a tower block that you didn't pick. And well, you got to pick and choose now how you want your freedom to go. It isn't up for me to decide. I'm over here. Look at that chem bomb going off. I don't even have to slow motion stop that one. Boom. Look at the geometric formation there. Ruining your day. Getting ready to set up more rains or take away the sunshine you need in the wintertime to get vitamin D. Look at this rotating bunch of crap. It came in on a spinner. Look at this. Right there. Watch this. Here's where we are. See, we're near Newcastle, ain't we? Nope. North of Port Macquarie, Coffs Harbour, Lismore. Right, let's watch your plumes, Lismore. Oh my God, look, you guys got fried. I bet you guys ain't feeling too well. With that over the top of you. Okay, let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna zip see if this is working. Yay. Alright, what's going on? And this is the Australian government's Bureau of Meteorology Moronic Institutes of Lies. Where your warning is never issued in time because you're too scared to be wrong. I ain't scared to be wrong. I want to be wrong. Hell, who wouldn't want to be wrong about this? Anybody who wouldn't want to be wrong about this is out of their minds. But I'm not wrong. Look at that formation that came along and then exploded a bomb in between two layers of chem, hemming it into a certain area. Look at that. Isn't that a unique way of doing it? But it's graduation time and everybody's showing off what they got for their master's programs and their doctorate on geoengineering in the secret universities that we're not allowed to even attend. And if we do, we'd have to sign something that says, hi, be willing to fuck mankind and not tell anybody about it, but you'll be a rich man. Well, you know what? I'd rather be a rich man with a low bank balance than be a rich bastard making motherfuckers go to their knees. Look at this. That's not a golf ball. It's the nucleation is something big. That's a big bomb going off. Boom! You've been sky nuked with whatever the hell was in that. You know, if I throw a bath bomb in your water and it bubbles up and makes a reaction, you can accept that. But if we throw it in the atmosphere and there's water, what do you think is going to happen? We shoot pellets out from some kind of a artillery method. It's chem bomb right there. It is undeniable. Chem bombs from an emanation point. It's almost like something's shooting something out from here. could have a ship. Could be military. We're testing flares. Well, why the hell you shooting them over the population, you cunts? What a bunch of shit cunts doing that to people. Doing that here. There's Brisbane. How you looking, Brizzy? Are you feeling okay today? There's a big chemtrail off your coast you was looking at. Some people were showing me this. Welcome to your chem-bombed Earth. Australian Airlines. Don Colizon knows best. He knows best. Another product from the Colizon Corporation. Don Colizon says, take the offer. You can't refuse. You ain't refusing your next breath, are you? Sometimes I want to. I've been holding my breath till I turn blue. But, blue pill don't suit me. We got some bombs going off over north of Melbourne right here. Boom, 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 boom. Square formation with twos in the center. See it? It's showing up very lightly, but it's there. Oh, look, we've got the perfect star, the Sukahara. Yeah, what else we got here? The Iron Cross, shoved up all our asses, up your nose with a chem-bombed hose, Mr. Carter. Boom, 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 went the Plumes, and away went your sunny day. Chem-bombs suck. A big wake of them coming here, too. Fucking up your skies. Fucking up my day having to show this all the time. You want to talk about lowering yourself purposely? Well, this lowers me. You want to see what lowers me? I'm really bad. Right, I'm going to go with I want to show pressure. I got to show you something. Right. Best way to show it is on the rain thunder one. Pressure. Particle animation off. Right, we get a problem. We get a big problem. This is easy for me to read. Right. I read the pressure pumps. What's interacting with what? All right. I got a low part here and here. Right. I got a high here and here. This is a minimal pressure pump. It's going to take a few days to get over, and it's what might be fueling this rain here. The pressure pump from this is actually sideways. Yeah. This is interfering with this, pulling some moisture here and up and in like this. And that's where some of that moisture is coming from, and it's why it's taking a turn. Off the coast of Africa here, I've got these two. One here and one here. Well, they're not too many ticks apart. When they come over, this low is going to spit a bubble in. These winds have to do that. The eddy is going to grab it. It's going to grab it, and it's going to interact with this low here. And as that comes over, I'm watching the steering winds. It's perfect for it to ride to 14 straight over the top of Australia in this downward motion like this. That's about 16 days away. When it does, it sets up the perfect pressure pump to the low up here. It's going to suck down moisture from the tropics that's just finished with this monsoon coming up and over here in a reverse flow. It's going to come down, and it's going to fuck you guys hard. Absolutely suck the moisture down. Cold air's coming up. Perfect storm. And you think you're going to see a blizzard unlike the which even the 1985 is going to look like nothing. Or was it 1984? I think it's 1984 every day now and every year since I was born. Go read that book if you're still allowed. How they keep these pressures just a couple ticks away from each other is it's beautiful science, actually. It takes a lot of dynamics to do that. And that creates a pump. They squeeze back and forth, just like your hand in the water in a pool. If you had just the top sticking out, you just made your two hands together and move them back and forth, you'll shoot water in the air. It's a rudimentary pump. And where's the water coming from? Boom, it's like sucking a syringe down, man. This shit's coming. And you create the walls of the syringe with EMF to guide it where you want. And that's what I see coming, and it's over here. This is bad. Very bad. It's the perfect storm, and I'm watching it. Monsoon here is to be expected this time of year. The low is parked over the top. And you guys are going to have some terrible lightning. This is a very dangerous, deadly storm. To see millions of lives lost in this event of this monsoon season after the unhealthy conditions of the COVID experience, it kept people's livelihoods where their diets were at an absolute minimum. is going to be catastrophic. I'm just going to run this for a moment, let you guys just see the world. This is your world, man. This is your river of moisture, how it's being manipulated. This is you guys involved in it right here. This is everybody's weather all at once. See how the pressure lines can go half a world away to make a difference. You're sharing an actual pressure line with one out here in the Atlantic Ocean. And I have to watch these things. This is going to do a reverse flow on you, New Zealand. It's going out, but they're telling you it's going away. It's not. It's going to come hover back up the coast. This is going to influence your weather for at least 2-3 days. And it's not going away. Nope, it's not going away. So I've just told you about something. Right? And you're my peeps. You deserve a good warning. And if people don't listen to you, it's okay. Make yourself okay. Right? You don't cry wolf. You haven't cried wolf. I haven't cried wolf. I get called all sorts of names, and one thing you can't call me is inaccurate. And I see a concern, and I just told you why I say that. Now let's look at this, what they have planned. I'm going to just let this roll without the pressures. And I'm going to have a sip of my drink. That was difficult to show. When you watch the slow motion train wreck, and you pull the lever and you're stuck with the cord in your hand, yeah, it's a very helpless feeling. It's winter time. If you care to support my work, you can do so at paypal.me/Robert Deutsch, or contact me and buy a piece of jewelry, or if you're in Australia, there might be a few books left that are signed there. No, I don't make tensor tools and sell them. That's just something I believe works, and I tell you about that Rod and Rachel make. And, well, I post links to those regular. Harry's water system, I think, is foolproof. It's convinced me so much, I even am going to pour my life into curing people with it. Fuck treatment wards. They've got us nowhere. All right, you see the come back around? You see what happened when that thing hung around? Oh, sorry, New Zealand. Hello, Hobart. There's New Zealand. You never just know where you are on a map. Boy, did I just fuck myself up. Hey, what happened? Oh, they're gonna anger me. Okay, I just fucked up the map. Man, that was that. Okay, let's do it again. Right. She goes down. Pressure here, it moved. It has a steering wheel where it has to go. Right, it can't violate that trough of 18. It's being shoved. Pressure pump is also involved here. And it's stalling your storm. Watch. Watch what happens with this low. Sitting at 984.5. 0.6. See, this is how precise you're getting with your pressure drops. They need to know that. Yeah, she just ain't going away. They told you it was going away. It's not. It's up around. It's gone here. And its force is actually shoving the island this way. And yeah, I say an earthquake's imminent. We had a 4.9 here. And up in the trench in the pork chop up here, I had a 5 yesterday. It's imminent. Oh, those beams coming from Christchurch too. Beams out here, out here, out here. It's just ripe in here. The reverb. You can't handle that shit. Then she fucks off. So you're looking at every bit of 48 hours. But then you got the 14 line here. It ain't over. There's a line of volatility. That's how that works. I'm just watching the pressure. Look what came from the north. Hello? Have a second smack. Pressure pumps sideways now. Right? Sucking and sucking. Suck some cold air, suck some moisture. Suck it, suck it, suck it. Your weather's being sucked. Yep, there's a second batch. Have it, have it, have it. Sideways pressure pump. Boom, boom, boom. Those two are going to fight each other. 129s. Those things should just even out. And those should then, the number should equalize on that. That should not be occurring. Chemtrails, folks. Second round. You ain't stopped. I told you weren't done. You're all going to listen to me. This moisture and this moisture say hello. Because this is rotating like this. Right? This is rotating like this. This is not. So it's rotating that cold air up in here. And boy, are you guys about to cop it again and again and again. Until you tell them to stop. Stop. Tell them to stop. Tell the horse's face, his asses to stop. I don't care if it has a cock or not. It's none of my fucking business, that shit. But they need to stop whether they got a cock or not. They need to show some balls. Look at this shit. Here you go. Get smacked again. Boy, there's going to be some dramatic pictures of surf out there. I mean, really, any nutters who like some surf, man, there you go. Holy fucking shit, man. That's going to be a lightning show. And Auckland gets it again. Straight, exact line of heavy rains just over you. Isn't that convenient? Isn't that pinpoint accuracy of geoengineering? And right back over this way, back over to Wakatani. They want that region. They're going to say, I'm sorry, insurance can't happen anymore. You got to move. Why? Because you can't get a mortgage without insurance, and you can't get insurance without them saying you can have insurance. And what a fucking scam. Scam-a-lama ding-dong. Uncle Scam owns the world. Between the insurance and the vaccines and the fucking, and the mob scene. It's all obscene. Fucking obscene. Look at the pressure pump. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Sucking down the tropics. Yeah, gear rotor pump. What do we got here? The gear rotor pump is when it turns and pinches, and then it pumps water down. That's a different type move. That's where you get a dual vortex sitting side by side. Becomes a gear rotor pump. Come on, people. Learn your shit. Pinch points, oscillations, and pumps. Yeah, she's diving down. She's shoving it up. I watch Antarctica a lot. And what's happening under Africa is going to affect you. If here she comes. Now pressure pump it right by you. Drop something cold there, and mercy sakes alive, we got a convoy. Convoys, that's just not a contrail, it's a chemtrail every night, blocking moonlight. You got another storm, boy, Brisbane rains in sight. High pressure rain, welcome to geoengineering. You should have a bluebird day, as we would call it, when you got a high pressure of 126 over the top of you. You should be out there getting a summer tan, beautiful Brisbane, surfer's paradise, enjoying the paradise of surfing, but no, you will not. You will enjoy the cold if you enjoy cold. You will get out your warm clothing that you save for such occasion that makes you feel special to wear. And you will not bitch at the weather because you did not do enough to get this to stop. They've broken our backs over Broken Hills. They must be taking acid over Sydney thinking they're going to get away with the shit they got planned. They do. They got some really bad stuff planned for you in your rain accumulations wise. Very bad. But this is not good. The Gong Show continues as they move south. There's going to be some karma for fucking with Kiama. Jamboree. That's a cool name. That sounds nice. Albion Park. Hey, gee, isn't that the shape of a bird's head? Interesting. Sitting Eagle. We'll take a giant shit on the gong. Look what they did to you. Train stations in flooding. Convenient. Must be a port coming in there. Must be a port. Yeah, it's got a good shelter there if they're planning southern storms. Gosford's the entrance. Snows are going to get back in through here. Hard frost. Very hard frost. And I'm hearing about already. Hard frost through all the way up through this sector through here. Warwick. I think you're going to get some snow. Shouldn't. 120's there, but the pump is... It's got a weird side pump here because of these two interacting. It's not like the same you would expect. Yeah, it's still interacting. This is still bubbling with ones up in the tropics to still bring it down at any time. Geoengineering sucks. That's what I had to say about it. This is what I had. It's another day. It's a new day. Why wait for New Year's to turn over a new leaf when there's going to not be any leaves left to turn over by New Year's? This is my mother, and I love her. Do you? Big love.